You've been lied to about leg day. That shaky leg feeling after a workout? It doesn't mean your legs grew. It just means your body is tired. And there's a big difference. After 50, wasting energy on exercises that look hard but don't build real strength? That's a fast track to frustration and eventually injury. What nobody tells you is that your body after 50 plays by different rules. You can't just copy a 20-year-old's workout and expect results. Your joints, your recovery time, your hormonal environment, it's all changed. And the worst part? Most gym advice ignores this completely. Here's the truth. You don't need more exercises. You need the right ones. That's why today I'm giving you the exact 5 movements that every trainer over 50 secretly relies on to build legs that are strong, stable, and defined. No fluff, no overkill, just science-backed exercises that protect your knees, fire up your glutes, and actually lead to muscle growth. Not just soreness. These 5 moves are not only efficient, they're strategic. They take into account your age, your risk of injury, your need for stability and recovery. Most importantly, they're designed to give you real results, not just temporary fatigue. Because what you really want isn't just a workout, it's transformation. And stick with me till the end, because I'll break down not just the what, but the how and why. I'll show you how to structure these exercises, how to warm up smart, and how to adapt everything to your weak points, so your leg day stops being random and starts being powerful. If this is already hitting close to home, hit that subscribe button, because what's coming next might just change the way you train forever. Exercise 1. Squat. If there's one movement that deserves the title of King of Leg Day, it's the squat. And that doesn't change just because you turned 50. In fact, now it matters even more. But let's clear something up. The squat isn't just for building legs. It's one of the most powerful tools you have to fight aging, build bone density, activate full body coordination, and reboot the hormonal balance that naturally declines over the years. What's wild is how many people avoid it as they get older. The moment someone says squat, the first reaction is usually fear, of knee pain, of hurting the lower back, of not being flexible enough. But the problem isn't the squat itself, it's the way people are taught to do it. When adapted to your mobility and done with good form, the squat becomes one of the safest and most productive exercises you can possibly do. Here's something most trainers don't tell you. The squat boosts testosterone and growth hormone, 2 key players that help preserve lean muscle and keep fat gain at bay. After 50, these hormones are naturally declining. So instead of chasing random new exercises, why not focus on the ones that give you this built-in hormonal advantage? Now, let's talk mechanics. Your feet should be shoulder-width apart or slightly wider, toes slightly turned out. Chest up, spine neutral. As you descend, imagine sitting back into a chair. Don't rush it. Control the movement all the way down and back up. Even if you only go as low as parallel, that's perfectly fine. What matters is control and no pain. And yes, variations are your best friends here. If holding a barbell behind your neck feels like torture on your wrists or shoulders, switch to a front squat with dumbbells, or try the goblet squat holding a single dumbbell in front of your chest. Another killer option? The sumo squat. It opens the hips, protects the knees, and still blasts the quads and glutes. One final pro tip: always do a warm-up set before loading up. A few light reps get the joints ready and activate the nervous system. That alone can drastically improve your technique and reduce injury risk. No need to go heavy. Perfect reps beat big weight. Every time. But we're not stopping here, Because there's a muscle group that's silently getting weaker in most people over 50, and it's putting your back at serious risk. Exercise 2. Leg curl machine. Most people only think about the front of their legs when training. Quads get all the love, and the hamstrings? They're often forgotten. But here's the harsh truth. If you're over 50 and your hamstrings are weak, you're sitting on a ticking time bomb. These muscles are responsible for knee stability, hip extension, and even play a huge role in protecting your lower back. Neglect them, and you're opening the door to pain and injuries. That's where the leg curl machine becomes a game changer. It allows you to isolate your hamstrings in a safe, controlled environment. Especially important as we age. Why? Because the hamstrings are biarticular muscles, meaning they cross both the hip and knee joints. That makes them more vulnerable to strains and pulls, particularly when they're undertrained or overstretched. Strengthening them in isolation helps bulletproof these areas. And let's be real, squats and deadlifts do hit the hamstrings, but not the way the leg curl does. This machine puts your body in a position where the hamstrings are forced to do the heavy lifting alone. That's where true development starts. Plus, it's a low-impact movement, perfect for anyone with past injuries or joint limitations. Form matters. Sit down with your back firmly supported, align your knees with the machine's pivot point, and adjust the pad just above your ankles. As you curl your legs, think about pulling from the back of your thighs, not using momentum. Slow, controlled movement wins here. Pause for a second at the top of each rep. That squeeze? That's gold for muscle activation. Don't be surprised if you feel a deep burn after just a few reps. That's your hamstrings waking up. Over 50, the goal isn't to lift heavy like you're in your 20s. The goal is precise, intentional reps. Control each part of the movement, and your results will speak for themselves. One bonus? Strong hamstrings help relieve pressure from the spine. They stabilize your pelvis and reduce strain during everyday activities, like walking, bending, or even just standing for long periods. So this isn't just about aesthetics. This is about quality of life. And speaking of neglected muscles, wait till you see what happens when you finally activate the biggest, laziest muscle in your body, the glutes. Exercise 3. Hip thrust. Your glutes aren't just a cosmetic muscle. They're the foundation of your entire lower body. But after years of sitting, poor movement patterns, and lack of activation, they tend to shut down. It's what coaches call sleepy glute syndrome. SEAT. And if you're over 50, this can be a serious problem. Weak glutes lead to poor posture, lower back pain, knee instability, and a higher risk of falling, something you absolutely want to avoid as you age. That's why the hip thrust isn't just another trendy exercise, it's essential. This movement puts your glutes in a position of mechanical advantage, allowing them to be the main driver of force without interference from your quads or hamstrings. That means pure, focused tension where you need it most. No cheating, no compensating, just glute power being built, rep after rep. When you do hip thrusts consistently, everything changes. Walking feels stronger, stairs get easier, your lower back feels more supported, and your posture naturally improves. Plus, strong glutes enhance pelvic alignment, which reduces pressure on the lumbar spine. Especially crucial if you've dealt with back issues or stiffness over the years. To set up correctly, place your upper back against a bench, knees bent, feet planted firmly on the floor. Start with body weight or add a padded barbell across your hips for resistance. As you lift your hips, squeeze your glutes hard at the top until your body forms a straight line from shoulders to knees. Hold that contraction for 1 full second before lowering slowly. That's where the growth happens. Avoid the most common mistake: using momentum instead of muscle. Don't rush. Don't bounce. This isn't cardio. It's controlled strength training. And don't worry if you can't use much weight at first. In fact, it's better to master the movement with your body weight before loading up. You'll get more out of every rep by focusing on mind-muscle connection than by chasing numbers on the bar. Another key adjustment: foot positioning. If you feel pressure in your knees instead of your glutes, experiment with bringing your feet slightly forward or backward until you find that sweet spot where the glutes fully take over. Everyone's hip structure is different. Small changes make a big difference here. The beauty of the hip thrust is how easy it is to progress, from body weight to resistance bands to dumbbells or barbells. You have endless options to keep your training fresh and effective. And once your glutes start firing properly, they'll take pressure off your knees, your hips, and even your ankles. You'll move better, feel stronger, and reduce your injury risk across the board. But the next exercise? It's a classic, and it targets a massive muscle group you've probably been undertraining your entire life. Exercise 4. Leg extension machine. When it comes to building strong, stable legs, especially after 50, the quadriceps deserve special attention. These 4 muscles in the front of your thigh aren't just about size or definition. They're your built-in knee protectors. They control how you walk, climb stairs, rise from a chair, and even how you land when stepping down. Weak quads? That's a fast track to wobbly knees, instability, and chronic pain. The leg extension machine might look basic, but it's one of the smartest ways to isolate and strengthen the quads without putting stress on your spine or hips. Unlike squats, which are amazing but involve multiple muscle groups, leg extensions zone in on the quadriceps with laser focus. That makes them perfect for reinforcing a muscle group that tends to shrink faster with age. And here's something most people miss. Within your quadriceps, there's a small but powerful muscle called the vastus medialis oblique, VMO. It's that teardrop-shaped muscle right above your knee. Strengthening this part specifically helps stabilize the kneecap and prevent joint problems. The leg extension machine allows you to target the VMO directly, something that compound lifts can't do alone. Form is everything. Sit down, align your knees with the machine's pivot point, and place the pad just above your ankles. As you extend your legs, avoid snapping at the top. Control the movement all the way up and down. Focus on squeezing your quads like you're trying to crush a ball under your kneecaps, and slow down the lowering phase. That time under tension is where the muscle grows. You might be tempted to go heavy here, but after 50, it's smarter to aim for precision over power. Moderate weight with perfect form beats ego lifting every time. Think 3 to 4 sets of 12 to 15 reps, with full range of motion, without locking your knees at the top. That's how you build muscle while keeping the joints happy. One killer tip: occasionally train one leg at a time. Unilateral work reveals and corrects imbalances that most people don't even know they have. Over time, those imbalances can turn into serious movement issues or injuries. Single leg extensions help fix that before it becomes a problem. Now your quads are fired up. Your glutes and hamstrings are working. But we're not done yet. There's one last piece of the puzzle. A muscle group most people completely ignore, even though it plays a vital role in your balance, your circulation, and your long-term mobility. Exercise 5. Calf raises. If there's one muscle group that gets overlooked the most, especially by people over 50, it's the calves. They're out of sight, out of mind, until you start dealing with balance issues, ankle instability, poor circulation, or even unexpected falls. The truth is, Your calves do way more than just fill out the bottom of your jeans. They're like the suspension system for your entire lower body. And if they're weak, your movement suffers. Calf raises might look simple, but don't let that fool you. This exercise directly targets the gastrocnemius and soleus muscles, the ones responsible for pushing you forward when you walk, run, or climb stairs. They also play a crucial role in what's called venous return, helping pump blood back up from your legs to your heart. After 50, when circulation slows and swelling becomes more common, this becomes a game changer for your health. Think of calf raises as your daily dose of injury prevention. Strong calves protect your Achilles tendon, improve ankle stability, and reduce the risk of strains and sprains, especially when walking on uneven ground or reacting to quick changes in movement. That means fewer falls, better reflexes, and a whole lot more confidence in your stride. The setup is easy. Stand with the balls of your feet on an elevated surface, like a step or weight plate. Let your heels drop low to feel a deep stretch, then rise up onto your toes, squeezing the calves hard at the top. Hold for a second before lowering with control. It's that full range of motion, bottom to top, that creates strong, defined calves that actually perform in real life. Don't rush this one. Time under tension matters. Aim for 3 to 4 sets of 15 to 25 reps. Calves are made up of mostly slow-twitch fibers, which means they respond better to higher reps and frequency. And yes, you can and should train them several times per week. They recover fast, and the more often you train them properly, the better your results. Want to take it a step further? Play with foot positioning. Toes forward, toes out, toes in. Each variation hits a slightly different angle of the calf. And when you're ready, you can progress by adding dumbbells or using a calf raise machine. Just remember, quality of movement always beats quantity of weight. And now that we've covered the 5 essential exercises, you might be wondering, okay, but how do I structure this into a full workout that fits my body, my goals, and my recovery needs? Now, you know the truth. You don't need 20 different machines, fancy combos, or exhausting 2-hour leg days. You just need the right 5 exercises, applied with intention, precision, and consistency. Squats to build foundational strength. Leg curls to protect your hamstrings and back. Hip thrusts to wake up your glutes and power up your hips. Leg extensions to bulletproof your knees. And calf raises to stabilize your entire chain from the ground up. This is what smart training looks like after 50. It's not about doing more. It's about doing what matters better. And when you train like this, your workouts stop being random. They become a strategy for aging stronger, moving better, and feeling confident in your body again. No more guessing. No more wasting energy. From now on, every rep counts. So here's the challenge. Which one of these 5 exercises are you going to master first? Start there. Get great at it. Make it feel effortless. Then move to the next. This isn't a race. It's your comeback story. What's the one thing you're changing in your training after this? If this video gave you at least one aha moment, drop a like, hit subscribe, and let's keep building this together. And hey, if you made it this far, you're clearly serious about making a change. So don't let this just be another video you watch and forget. Take what you've learned, hit the gym, and put it into action. Your future self will thank you.